in the lead role. Based on the DC Comics character Black Adam, also known as Teth-Adam, the film serves as a spin-off to Shazam and is the 11th installment in the DC Extended Universe, DCEU. Directed by Jaume Serra and written by Adam Stichel, Rory Haynes, and Sohrab Noshervani, the film tells the story of Teth-Adam, a powerful ancient warrior who was imprisoned through magic thousands of years ago. After centuries of captivity, he is accidentally released by a group of archaeologists, bringing his immense powers and long-buried past back into the modern world. Upon his return, Teth-Adam finds his homeland of Kahndaq suffering under the control of Intergang, a ruthless criminal organization that has oppressed its people for years. Determined to protect his nation, he unleashes his extraordinary abilities against those who threaten it, using methods that often blur the line between hero and anti-hero. At the center of the conflict is an ancient and highly dangerous artifact known as the Crown of Sabak. The local leader of Intergang seeks to obtain the crown and harness its dark power to seize complete control of Kahndaq. As the threat grows, Black Adam must confront not only powerful enemies, but also the consequences of his own past actions and the fear his powers inspire in others. The film also features supporting performances from Aldous Hodge, Noah Centineo, Sarah Shahi, Quintessa Swindle, Marwan Kenzari, and Pierce Brosnan, who play key roles in shaping the story. Blending action, mythology, and superhero spectacle, Black Adam explores the idea of power, justice, and whether a person with godlike abilities can truly be considered a hero when they refuse to follow the world's traditional rules. Dwayne Johnson became involved with Black Adam long before the film officially entered production. During the early development of Shazam, Johnson was attached to the project and, in September 2014, confirmed that he would portray the iconic DC villain Black Adam. However, as development progressed, the filmmakers realized that the character's rich backstory, immense power, and complex personality deserved more than a supporting role. At Johnson's own suggestion, the decision was made to separate Black Adam from Shazam and develop a standalone film centered entirely on the anti-hero. The project continued to move forward over the following years, and in October 2017, screenwriter Adam Stichel was hired to write the screenplay. The film gained further momentum in June 2019, when director Jaume Serra officially joined the project. At the time, the studio planned to release the movie in December 2021, and anticipation among DC fans quickly began to grow. However, like many major Hollywood productions, Black Adam faced unexpected challenges due to the global COVID-19 pandemic. The health crisis disrupted production schedules across the film industry, forcing the movie's planned timeline to be pushed back and delaying its journey to theaters. During the following year, the cast continued to expand significantly. Several important characters from the Justice Society of America were added to the story, marking the live-action cinematic debut of the legendary superhero team. At the same time, the screenplay underwent further development and revisions, with writers Rory Haynes and Sohrab Noshervani joining the project to rewrite and refine the script. Principal photography finally began in April 2021 and continued through August of the same year. Most of the filming took place at Trilith Studios in Atlanta, one of the largest and most advanced production facilities in the United States. Additional scenes were also filmed in Los Angeles, helping bring the film's massive scale, action sequences, and visually ambitious world to life. Black Adam had its world premiere in Mexico City on October 3, 2022, giving audiences their first look at the long-awaited DC superhero film. After years of development and anticipation, the movie was then released theatrically across the United States on October 21, 2022. Upon its release, Black Adam received mixed reviews from critics. While many praised the film's action sequences, visual effects, and the commanding screen presence of Dwayne Johnson in the title role, others criticized the story, pacing, and character development. As a result, critical reactions were divided, with some viewers enjoying its high-energy superhero spectacle, while others felt the film did not fully reach its potential. Commercially, the movie delivered a respectable performance at the global box office, but ultimately fell short of expectations. Black Adam earned approximately $393 million worldwide, a significant amount for most films, but not enough to guarantee profitability, given its enormous production and marketing costs. With a reported production budget ranging between $190 million and $260 million, the film needed to generate substantially higher revenue to cover its total expenses and turn a profit. As a result, despite attracting audiences and becoming one of DC's most talked about releases of 2022, Black Adam was widely considered a box office disappointment because it failed to earn enough money to break even, making its financial performance a major topic of discussion among fans and industry analysts alike. The story begins in 2600 BC in the ancient nation of Kahndaq, where a cruel and power-hungry ruler named Akhton governs through fear and oppression. Obsessed with gaining unlimited power, Akhton forces the people of Kahndaq into slavery and compels them to mine a rare and mythical substance known as Eternium. This incredibly powerful metal is believed to possess extraordinary properties, and the king intends to use it to achieve his ultimate goal. Using the Eternium gathered by his enslaved workers, Akhton orders the creation of the legendary Crown of Sabak, a mystical artifact said to grant immense power and near invincibility to whoever possesses it. As the king's influence grows stronger, the suffering of Kahndaq's people becomes even more unbearable. Among the oppressed citizens is a courageous young boy who refuses to accept the kingdom's tyranny. Determined to fight for freedom, he helps inspire an uprising against Akhton and becomes a symbol of hope for the enslaved population. Although the rebellion faces overwhelming odds, the boy's bravery attracts the attention of the ancient Council of Wizards. Recognizing the purity of his heart and his willingness to sacrifice himself for others, the council chooses him to become their champion. They grant him extraordinary magical powers, instantly transforming the young slave into a powerful adult superhero with godlike abilities. Armed with his newfound strength, speed, and magical power, the champion confronts Akhton and ultimately kills the tyrannical king. With Akhton's death, his brutal reign finally comes to an end, and the people of Kahndaq are freed from the oppression that had ruled their lives for so long. For the first time in years, the nation sees a glimpse of hope and liberation, thanks to the actions of a young hero who dared to stand against a king. In the present day, the nation of Kahndaq is once again living under oppression. This time, instead of a tyrannical king, the country is controlled by the ruthless criminal organization Intergang, which exploits the land and its people while maintaining its grip through fear and violence. Despite the passage of thousands of years, the citizens of Kahndaq continue to struggle for true freedom. Amid this turmoil, a determined archaeologist named Adriana Tomaz embarks on a dangerous mission to find the legendary Crown of Sabak before it falls into the wrong hands. She is joined by her brother Karim Tomaz and her fellow researchers, Samir and Ishmael Gregor. Following ancient clues and historical records, the group eventually discovers the hidden tomb where the powerful crown has remained concealed for centuries. Deep within the ancient ruins, Adriana succeeds in locating the artifact and finally takes possession of the Crown of Sabak. However, their victory is short-lived. Intergang soldiers who have been tracking their movements suddenly arrive at the tomb and launch an attack. Chaos erupts as the heavily armed troops attempt to seize the crown for themselves. During the confrontation, tragedy strikes when Samir is killed by the Intergang forces. With her friend dead and enemy soldiers closing in around her, Adriana finds herself trapped inside the ancient tomb while still holding the powerful crown. Desperate to prevent the artifact from falling into Intergang's hands, she is forced to make a decision that will awaken a force far more powerful and far more dangerous than anyone could have imagined. With Intergang soldiers surrounding her and all hope seemingly lost, Adriana Tomaz turns to a desperate final option. Reciting an ancient magical incantation, she unknowingly awakens the legendary warrior Teth-Adam, who has remained imprisoned in magical slumber for thousands of years. The moment Teth-Adam emerges from his tomb, it becomes clear that he possesses incredible power far beyond anything the modern world has ever witnessed. Confronted by the Intergang soldiers, Adam responds with overwhelming force, effortlessly tearing through their ranks. Using his immense strength, speed, and magical lightning abilities, he kills the attackers without hesitation, leaving devastation in his wake. News of Adam's return quickly reaches Amanda Waller, a powerful U.S. government official known for monitoring superhuman threats around the world. Viewing Adam as an unpredictable and extremely dangerous individual, Waller immediately classifies him as a major threat to global security. Concerned that his actions could lead to widespread destruction, she decides that he must be stopped before he causes further harm. To deal with the situation, Waller contacts the Justice Society of America, one of the world's most respected groups of superheroes. She assigns a team consisting of Hawkman, Dr. Fate, Cyclone, and Atom Smasher to locate and apprehend Adam. When the Justice Society arrives in Kahndaq, they quickly clash with the newly awakened warrior. The heroes attempt to prevent him from continuing his brutal campaign of violence, leading to a series of intense confrontations. Unlike traditional superheroes, Adam shows little concern for mercy or restraint, believing that eliminating his enemies permanently is the most effective way to protect his people. During their interactions with Adriana, the members of the Justice Society reveal a very different version of history than the one she believes. According to their records, Teth-Adam was never the noble savior of Kahndaq that legends describe. Instead, they claim that he was a dangerous killer whose actions were so destructive that he had to be imprisoned thousands of years ago. Their revelation raises serious questions about Adam's true identity and forces Adriana to wonder whether the man she awakened is truly a hero, or a threat far greater than Intergang itself. As the conflict intensifies, a shocking betrayal comes to light. Ishmael Gregor reveals that he has been deceiving everyone from the very beginning. Far from being a loyal member of Adriana's archaeological team, he is actually the secret leader of Intergang's operations in Kahndaq. Even more startling, Ishmael discloses that he is the last living descendant of the ancient tyrant Aktan. For years, Ishmael has been searching for the crown of Sabak, believing it to be his birthright and the key to fulfilling his ancestors' legacy. With the crown's power, he hopes to gain absolute control over Kahndaq and become an unstoppable ruler. To force the others to hand over the artifact, Ishmael resorts to a cruel tactic. He kidnaps Adriana's young son, Amon Tamaz. Unknown to Ishmael at first, Amon had secretly taken possession of the crown of Sabak and hidden it to keep it out of dangerous hands. With Amon's life hanging in the balance, Adriana, Teth-Adam, and the members of the Justice Society are placed in an impossible situation. They know that giving Ishmael the crown could unleash a terrible threat, yet refusing to cooperate could cost Amon his life. Determined to save the boy, the group works together to locate the hidden crown. Once they recover it, they reluctantly hand the artifact over to Ishmael in exchange for Amon's safe release. Although the rescue succeeds and Amon is freed, everyone realizes that they may have just given a powerful and dangerous enemy exactly what he wanted. With the crown of Sabak finally in his possession, Ishmael is now one step closer to obtaining unimaginable dark power, setting the stage for an even greater threat to Kahndaq and the entire world. The exchange quickly turns chaotic when Ishmael Gregor reveals that he has no intention of honoring his agreement. In a ruthless act of betrayal, he attempts to shoot Amon Tamaz even after obtaining the crown of Sabak. Seeing the young boy's life threatened pushes Teth-Adam beyond his limits. Overcome by anger and unable to control his emotions, Adam unleashes his immense power. The resulting blast kills Ishmael instantly, but the attack also leaves Amon injured. Although the boy survives, the incident deeply affects Adam, forcing him to confront the consequences of his uncontrollable rage. Consumed by guilt over what happened, Adam withdraws from the others. During a conversation with Hawkman, he finally reveals the truth about his past, a truth that has been hidden for thousands of years. According to legend, Teth-Adam himself was the heroic champion chosen to save Kahndaq. However, Adam explains that this story is false. The true champion was actually his son, Hurut. Long ago, Hurut was selected by the Council of Wizards and granted extraordinary powers because of his courage and selflessness. When King Akhtan's assassins discovered Hurut's role in the rebellion, they murdered his mother and then targeted the young champion himself. Mortally wounded, Hurut chose to save his father by transferring his magical powers to Teth-Adam. The gift saved Adam's life, but Hurut died shortly afterward. The loss of his wife and son shattered Adam emotionally. Driven by overwhelming grief and rage, he abandoned the ideals that had made Hurut worthy of being a champion. Using his newfound powers, Adam stormed Akhtan's palace, killed the tyrannical ruler, and unleashed such devastating destruction that much of the palace was reduced to ruins. After witnessing the scale of Adam's vengeance, the Council of Wizards concluded that he was no longer worthy of the powers he possessed. Rather than using them as a protector, he had allowed anger and revenge to consume him. Furious at their judgment, Adam retaliated against the council, killing all of the wizards except one, Shazam. Recognizing that Adam had become too dangerous to remain free, Shazam used his magic to imprison him. Adam was sealed away for thousands of years, trapped alongside the crown of Sabak, while the truth about Kahndaq's original champion faded into legend and was eventually forgotten by history. After revealing the painful truth about his past, Teth-Adam becomes convinced that he can never be the hero Kahndaq needs. He realizes that throughout his life, grief, anger, and vengeance have repeatedly driven his actions, causing destruction wherever he went. Believing that he is too dangerous to remain free and unworthy of the powers he possesses, Adam makes a difficult decision. Rather than continue fighting, he voluntarily surrenders himself to the authorities. The members of the Justice Society of America accept his decision and take him into custody without resistance. Adam is transported to a highly classified prison operated by Task Force X, a secret organization that specializes in containing dangerous, superpowered individuals. The facility is located deep beneath the ocean near Antarctica, making escape virtually impossible. There, Task Force X operative Amelia Harcourt oversees his confinement. To ensure that his immense abilities cannot be used, Adam is placed into a state of suspended animation, or stasis. While in this condition, he remains unconscious and powerless, effectively removing him from the world and preventing him from becoming a threat to anyone. Meanwhile, the mystical hero Dr. Fate continues to experience troubling visions of the future. Through his powerful magical abilities, he once again sees a disturbing premonition involving Hawkman. The vision suggests that Hawkman's death is approaching and that a deadly confrontation lies ahead. Knowing that his visions rarely prove false, Dr. Fate becomes increasingly concerned. Although the immediate threat of Black Adam appears to have been contained, Fate realizes that an even greater danger is still on the horizon, and that the fate of Hawkman, and perhaps the entire world, may soon be put to the test. The situation soon takes a terrifying turn when the members of the Justice Society of America discover the truth behind Ishmael Gregor's plan. His death was never a failure. It was actually the final step in a carefully orchestrated scheme. Ishmael had manipulated events so that Teth-Adam would kill him, allowing him to be reborn as Sabak, a monstrous champion empowered by the 6 legendary demons whose combined dark magic grants him nearly unlimited power. Now transformed into Sabak, Ishmael becomes far more dangerous than anyone had imagined. With his demonic abilities fully unleashed, he returns to Kahndaq and begins spreading chaos and destruction across the nation. To strengthen his reign of terror, Sabak opens a gateway to the underworld and summons the terrifying legions of hell, an army of demonic creatures that flood the streets and attack innocent civilians. As panic spreads throughout Kahndaq, the Justice Society rushes into battle. Hawkman, Cyclone, and Atom Smasher fight desperately to protect the population and stop the invading demons. Despite their courage and teamwork, they quickly realize that Sabak's power far exceeds anything they have faced before. their attacks have little effect on him, and the battle begins to turn against them. At the same time, Dr. Fate studies the visions that have haunted him throughout the story. He finally understands their true meaning. The future he has foreseen, one in which Hawkman dies, is not inevitable. Fate realizes that Hawkman's death can be prevented, but only if he is willing to sacrifice his own life instead. Accepting his destiny, Dr. Fate chooses to face Sabbac alone. Using his vast magical powers, he creates powerful illusions and mystical barriers to keep the demon champion occupied while giving his teammates a chance to survive. Knowing that time is running out, he secretly uses his abilities to project his spirit across great distances through astral projection. Through this mystical connection, Fate reaches the underwater task force X prison, where Black Adam remains in stasis. Recognizing that only Adam possesses enough power to challenge Sabbac, Fate frees him from captivity and allows him to return to the fight. Moments later, Sabbac overpowers Dr. Fate. Despite his incredible magical abilities, Fate cannot withstand the demon champion forever. In a heroic final stand, he continues fighting until Sabbac ultimately kills him. However, his sacrifice is not in vain. By giving his life, Dr. Fate changes the future he foresaw, saves Hawkman from his predicted death, and ensures that Black Adam is free to return and confront the greatest threat Kahndaq has ever faced. While the heroes battle for the fate of Kahndaq, the ordinary citizens refuse to stand by and watch their country fall. Inspired by the courage of Amon Tamaz, the people begin to rise up against the demonic invasion. Together with Adriana Tamaz and Karim Tamaz, Amon rallies the citizens of Kahndaq, encouraging them to fight back against the terrifying legions of hell that have flooded their streets. For the first time in years, the people unite to defend their homeland rather than wait for someone else to save them. Meanwhile, the final battle reaches its climax as Hawkman confronts Sabbac. Despite his skill, courage, and advanced weaponry, Hawkman finds himself completely outmatched by the demon champion's overwhelming power. Sabbac gradually gains the upper hand and comes close to killing him. Just when all hope seems lost, Black Adam returns to Kahndaq after being freed from captivity. Realizing that his people need him, Adam joins the battle and faces Sabbac in a devastating showdown between two immensely powerful beings. The clash is fierce, with both combatants unleashing incredible destructive force. In the end, Adam proves to be stronger. He defeats and kills Sabbac, ending the demonic champion's reign of terror once and for all. With Sabbac's death, the gateway connecting Earth to Hell is closed, and the legions of Hell immediately vanish, freeing Kahndaq from destruction. Following the victory, the members of the Justice Society of America part ways with Adam on far better terms than when they first met him. Although they still recognize his flaws and dangerous potential, they now understand that he genuinely cares about protecting Kahndaq and its people. After the battle, Adam stands before the ancient throne that once symbolized the rule of tyrants such as Octon. Rather than claim it for himself, he destroys the throne, declaring that Kahndaq does not need another ruler. Instead, it needs a protector. By rejecting the crown and the throne, Adam finally embraces a new purpose, not as a king, but as a guardian of his homeland. It is at this moment that he fully accepts the name Black Adam, a title that reflects both his troubled past and his commitment to protecting Kahndaq in the future. In the film's mid-credits scene, Amanda Waller contacts Black Adam and warns him not to leave Kahndaq's borders. She makes it clear that if he becomes a threat to the wider world, powerful forces will intervene. Unimpressed by the warning, Adam responds that there is no one on Earth capable of stopping him. Moments later, a familiar figure descends from the sky. It is Superman, making his long-awaited return to the DCEU. Superman tells Adam that it has been a while since anyone has made the world this nervous and suggests that they sit down and talk. The film ends with the promise of a potential future confrontation, or alliance, between two of DC's most powerful superhuman beings, leaving audiences excited about what might come next. Dwayne Johnson stars as Teth-Adam / Black Adam, the film's central character and one of the most powerful beings in the DC universe. Long before becoming the feared warrior known as Black Adam, Teth-Adam was an ordinary slave living in the ancient kingdom of Kahndaq. His life changed forever after a tragic event in which he was mortally wounded by the soldiers of the tyrannical king Hawkman. Facing death, Teth-Adam was saved by his son, Hurut, who had been chosen as the champion of the Council of Wizards. In a selfless act, Hurut transferred his magical powers to his father, saving Adam's life at the cost of his own. This gift transformed Teth-Adam into a superhuman warrior, blessed with the abilities of several ancient Egyptian deities. These powers include the stamina of Shu, the swiftness of Heru, the strength of Ammon, the wisdom of Zehuti, the power of Aten, and the courage of Mehen. Together, these divine gifts grant him extraordinary strength, incredible speed, near invulnerability, magical lightning abilities, immense knowledge, and the endurance to battle even the most powerful enemies. Although Black Adam possesses powers similar to those of superheroes, his methods are far more ruthless. Unlike traditional heroes who try to avoid killing, Adam believes that eliminating threats permanently is often the most effective way to protect innocent people. This philosophy places him in a moral gray area, making him an anti-hero rather than a conventional superhero. For scenes depicting Teth-Adam in his human form before his transformation, actor Benjamin Patterson served as the character's body double. During post-production, Johnson's facial likeness was digitally superimposed onto Patterson's performance, allowing the filmmakers to portray a younger version of the character while maintaining continuity with Johnson's appearance. Although Black Adam marks the character's first live-action leading role, this was not his first appearance in the DC Extended Universe. The character was briefly referenced in Shazam during a scene in which the Wizard explains the history of previous champions to Billy Batson. In that sequence, Black Adam appears in a short cameo as part of the character's backstory. Before his full live-action debut, Johnson also provided the voice of Black Adam in a post-credits cameo in DC League of Super Pets. In that animated movie, Johnson additionally voiced Krypto, Superman's loyal superpowered dog. The cameo served as a fun teaser for fans and helped build anticipation for Black Adam's arrival in live action later that same year. Aldous Hodge portrays Carter Hall/Hawkman, the determined and disciplined leader of the Justice Society of America. Hawkman is one of the world's most experienced heroes and believes strongly in justice, responsibility, and accountability. Equipped with advanced technology and weapons forged from nth metal, a rare extraterrestrial substance with unique properties, he is capable of matching some of the most powerful beings on Earth in combat. His massive metallic wings allow him to fly at incredible speeds, while his mace and other nth metal weapons make him a formidable warrior. Throughout the film, Hawkman frequently clashes with Black Adam because of their very different views on justice, creating one of the story's central conflicts. Noah Centineo plays Albert Al Rothstein/Atom Smasher, the youngest member of the Justice Society. Although relatively inexperienced compared to his teammates, Al is eager to prove himself as a hero. Thanks to his metahuman abilities, he can manipulate his molecular structure, allowing him to dramatically increase or decrease his size. When he grows to gigantic proportions, his strength and durability increase as well, making him a powerful asset during battles. Despite his impressive abilities, Atom Smasher often provides moments of humor and nervous enthusiasm, reflecting his status as a newcomer still learning what it means to be a superhero. Sarah Shahi stars as Adriana Tomaz, a university professor, archaeologist, and member of the resistance movement fighting to free Kahndaq from intergang's control. Intelligent, courageous, and deeply devoted to her homeland, Adriana becomes one of the most important figures in the story. Her discovery of the Crown of Sabak and her decision to awaken Teth-Adam set the film's events into motion. Throughout the story, she serves as a bridge between Black Adam and the Justice Society, helping both sides understand that the people of Kahndaq need protection from those who seek to exploit them. Marwan Kenzari portrays Ishmael Gregor/Sabak, one of the film's primary antagonists. At first, Ishmael appears to be an ally, helping Adriana search for ancient artifacts, but he is eventually revealed as the secret leader of Intergang's Kahndaq operations. He is also the last surviving descendant of Akhenaten, the ancient tyrant who once ruled Kahndaq. The film also features several returning characters from previous DC Extended Universe projects, helping to connect Black Adam more closely to the larger DCEU storyline. Djimon Hounsou reprises his role as Shazam, the last surviving member of the ancient Council of Wizards. Having previously appeared in Shazam, the wizard is responsible for granting magical powers to worthy champions. In Black Adam, he appears during flashbacks that reveal the truth about Teth-Adam's past, and the events that led to Adam's imprisonment thousands of years ago. As the sole wizard left alive after Adam's violent retaliation against the Council, Shazam ultimately seals him away along with the crown of Sabbac to prevent further destruction. Jennifer Holland returns as Amelia Harcourt, reprising her role from the Suicide Squad and the television series Peacemaker. Harcourt serves as a trusted operative working for Amanda Waller and Task Force X. In the film, she oversees Black Adam's containment after he voluntarily surrenders and is transported to a secret underwater prison facility near Antarctica. The movie also includes appearances by two major DCEU figures who were not officially credited for their performances. Viola Davis reprises her role as Amanda Waller, the powerful government official known for managing Task Force X and monitoring global superhuman activity. Throughout the film, Waller views Black Adam as a dangerous and unpredictable threat, leading her to recruit the Justice Society to deal with him. One of the film's biggest surprises comes during the mid-credits scene when Henry Cavill returns as Superman. After Amanda Waller warns Black Adam not to leave Kahndaq, Superman arrives to meet him face-to-face and suggests that they talk. The brief appearance generated enormous excitement among fans because it marked Cavill's first Superman appearance in several years and hinted at future stories involving both characters. However, the scene ultimately became even more significant in hindsight. Black Adam would turn out to be Cavill's final performance as Superman in the DCEU. Shortly after the film's release, it was announced that he would no longer continue in the role as the franchise moved in a new creative direction. The movie's supernatural mythology is further expanded through the presence of the 6 powerful demons whose combined abilities create Sabbac. These entities, Satan, Aim, Belial, Beelzebub, Asmodeus, and Krateus, appear throughout the film's lore and are responsible for granting Sabbac his terrifying powers. While the demons are featured on screen and contribute to the story's dark mythology, their voice performances were provided by uncredited actors. Together, these returning characters, surprise cameos, and supernatural figures help tie Black Adam into the broader DC universe while expanding its magical and mythological elements, giving the film connections to both the heroic and mystical sides of the DCEU. The journey of Black Adam to the big screen was much longer and more complicated than many fans realize. The project's origins can be traced back to the early 2010s, when New Line Cinema began developing a feature film based on the DC Comics hero originally known as Captain Marvel. Although the character had been called Captain Marvel in the comics for decades, legal and trademark complications prevented DC from using that title for the film. Instead, the movie was named after the ancient wizard Shazam, whose magical powers transform young Billy Batson into a superhero. As a result, the project eventually became known as Shazam rather than Captain Marvel. In April 2006, director Peter Siegel signed on to helm the film. Around the same time, Dwayne Johnson was approached about joining the project. Initially, discussions focused on Johnson potentially portraying Captain Marvel himself. However, as Johnson learned more about the characters, he became increasingly interested in the story's primary antagonist, Black Adam. By November 2007, he had begun expressing enthusiasm for the role, and noticed that comic book fans responded positively to the idea of him playing the powerful anti-hero. Many believed Johnson's physical presence and charisma made him a natural fit for the character. Despite this growing excitement, the project encountered development difficulties. By January 2009, work on the film had largely stalled and was placed on hold. For several years, little progress was made as the studio reconsidered its plans for adapting the character. The project received new life in 2014 when Warner Bros. Pictures and DC began developing an interconnected cinematic franchise known as the DC Extended Universe. As the studio mapped out future superhero films, both Shazam and Black Adam once again became priorities. In August 2014, Johnson confirmed that he was still attached to the project, but admitted that he had not yet officially decided whether he would portray Captain Marvel or Black Adam. Fans continued debating which role would suit him best, while speculations surrounding the casting intensified. Just 1 month later, in September 2014, Johnson put the rumors to rest by officially announcing that he would play Black Adam. The decision was met with widespread excitement, as many fans felt the character's complexity, power, and morally gray nature were perfectly suited to Johnson's screen persona. That announcement marked the beginning of a long journey that would eventually lead to Black Adam becoming its own standalone film, rather than simply serving as a villain in Shazam. Johnson remained attached to the role for nearly a decade before the movie finally reached theaters in 2022, making it one of the longest superhero passion projects in modern Hollywood. For his involvement in the film, Johnson reportedly received a salary of approximately $22.5 million, reflecting both his status as one of Hollywood's biggest stars and his years of commitment to bringing Black Adam to the screen. A major turning point in the development of Black Adam occurred in January 2017, when Dwayne Johnson met with Geoff Johns to discuss the future of the project. At the time, the plan was still for Black Adam to appear primarily as a villain in the upcoming Shazam film. However, many executives at Warner Bros. Pictures and DC had begun to question whether that approach was the best use of Johnson's star power. As one of the biggest actors in the world, Johnson was capable of carrying an entire blockbuster on his own. The studio felt that limiting him to the role of a supporting villain might be a missed opportunity. During their discussions, Johnson and Johns concluded that Black Adam's story was rich enough to stand on its own. Rather than introducing him simply as an antagonist, they decided that the character deserved a dedicated film exploring his origins, motivations, and rise as an anti-hero. As a result, the original project was divided into 2 separate movies. One would become Shazam, focusing on the young hero formerly known in the comics as Captain Marvel. By this point, DC had officially rebranded the character as Shazam to avoid confusion with Marvel Comics' Captain Marvel. The second project would become Black Adam, with Johnson starring as the title character. This decision allowed the filmmakers to fully explore Adam's ancient origins, his connection to Kahndaq, and his complex moral code before eventually bringing him into conflict with Shazam. Johnson frequently expressed his belief that Black Adam and Shazam were destined to meet on the big screen. He described their relationship as one of the most important rivalries in DC Comics, and suggested that audiences would eventually see the 2 powerful champions face one another in a future film. In July 2017, Johns officially confirmed that Johnson would not physically appear in Shazam. Nevertheless, Black Adam's presence could still be felt within the movie. During a scene in which the wizard Shazam explains the history of previous champions, a magical hologram briefly depicts Black Adam. Although Johnson did not perform in the scene, his likeness was used for the holographic image, providing a subtle connection between the 2 films and teasing the character's eventual arrival in his own standalone adventure. This decision to separate the stories ultimately shaped the future of both characters. Instead of debuting as a traditional villain, Black Adam was transformed into the central figure of his own epic, allowing audiences to understand his tragic past and complicated journey before any potential showdown with Shazam could take place. Development on Black Adam continued to gain momentum in October 2017, when screenwriter Adam Steichel was officially hired to write the film's screenplay. With the project now moving forward as a standalone movie, Dwayne Johnson became heavily involved behind the scenes as well as in front of the camera. Johnson signed on not only to star as Black Adam, but also to produce the film alongside his longtime business partners Danny Garcia and Hiram Garcia through their production company 7 Bucks Productions. They were joined by producer Beau Flynn from Flynn Picture Co. At that stage, DC had considered introducing Black Adam before his solo film. One of the ideas being explored involved a sequel to Suicide Squad. Writer and director Gavin O'Connor was attached to that project, and an early concept reportedly featured the Suicide Squad searching for a mysterious weapon of mass destruction. As the story unfolded, the supposed weapon would have been revealed to be Black Adam himself. The plan called for Johnson to make a relatively small appearance, setting up the character for larger roles in future DC films. It would have been the character's first live-action appearance in the DCEU and a major teaser for audiences. However, those plans never materialized. In 2018, O'Connor departed from the Suicide Squad sequel, leading to significant changes in the project's direction. Once he left, the storyline involving Black Adam was abandoned, and the character's introduction was once again reserved exclusively for his own standalone film. Meanwhile, work on the screenplay continued steadily. By April 2018, Stiekel had completed a draft of the script, and Johnson expressed optimism about the project's progress. At the time, he suggested that filming might begin sometime in 2019 if development remained on schedule. The screenplay continued to evolve over the following months. By the end of August 2018, Stiekel had delivered another revised draft, while additional changes and refinements were still being made. These ongoing revisions reflected the studio's desire to perfect the story and ensure that Black Adam's first major cinematic appearance would properly establish the powerful anti-hero as one of the DC Universe's most significant characters. The lengthy development process ultimately allowed the filmmakers to expand the scope of the story, introduce the Justice Society of America, explore Kahndaq's history in greater detail, and transform Black Adam into a much larger and more ambitious project than originally envisioned. Around this stage of development, producer Hiram Garcia explained why the filmmakers had chosen to separate Shazam and Black Adam into 2 different movies, instead of introducing both characters in the same film. According to Garcia, giving each character a standalone movie allowed the creative team to fully explore their individual stories, personalities, and worlds without forcing either one into a supporting role. The filmmakers believed that both characters were important enough to carry their own films before eventually crossing paths in the future. Garcia also made it clear that the studio had no intention of changing Black Adam's personality simply to make him more appealing to mainstream audiences. From the beginning, the creative team wanted to remain faithful to the character's comic book roots as a ruthless anti-hero rather than a traditional superhero. He emphasized that Black Adam was fundamentally different from heroes such as Shazam or Superman. While those characters generally follow strict moral codes and avoid killing whenever possible, Black Adam operates by his own rules. If he sees someone as a threat to his people or his homeland, he is willing to use lethal force without hesitation. This commitment to portraying Black Adam as a morally complex and often brutal character became one of the guiding principles of the project. Rather than presenting him as a straightforward hero or villain, the filmmakers wanted audiences to understand him as a powerful figure shaped by tragedy, loss, and a relentless desire to protect Kahndaq at any cost. Despite the project's growing momentum, production still faced scheduling challenges. In December 2018, Dwayne Johnson revealed that filming would not begin immediately because of his already packed schedule. At the time, Johnson was committed to starring in several major productions, including Jumanji, The Next Level, and Red Notice. Because of those obligations, he explained that Black Adam would not be able to begin filming until at least the end of 2019. Although the delay pushed the project further into the future, Johnson remained enthusiastic about the film and continued to describe Black Adam as a passion project that he had been working to bring to the screen for many years. His commitment reassured fans that, despite the long wait, the character's standalone movie was still moving forward and remained a major priority for both him and DC. Following the commercial and critical success of Shazam, development on Black Adam accelerated significantly. With audiences responding positively to the magical side of the DC universe, New Line Cinema made Black Adam one of its highest priority projects. In June 2019, director Jaume Collet-Serra entered negotiations to helm the film. His involvement came largely because of the strong working relationship he had developed with Dwayne Johnson while directing Jungle Cruise. Johnson was reportedly impressed by Collet-Serra's filmmaking style and believed he was the right person to bring Black Adam's story to the screen. Collet-Serra immediately emphasized that Black Adam would be very different from the light-hearted adventure tone of Jungle Cruise. To explain his vision, he compared Black Adam to Dirty Harry, the iconic vigilante law enforcement character known for operating outside conventional rules. The director felt that Black Adam occupied a similar space within the superhero genre, a powerful figure who delivers justice according to his own code rather than following traditional heroic principles. He also explained that audiences would see a much darker side of Johnson than they were accustomed to. While Johnson was widely known for charismatic and comedic roles, Black Adam would allow him to portray a more intense, intimidating, and morally complex character driven by centuries of pain, loss, and anger. As development continued, Johnson provided fans with regular updates. In October 2019, he announced that filming was expected to begin in July 2020. Signaling that the project was finally moving toward production after years of development. The following month brought another major announcement. Johnson revealed that Black Adam had been officially scheduled for release on December 22, 2021, giving fans their first concrete release date for the long-awaited film. At the same time, he clarified an important detail about the movie's story. Despite Black Adam's deep connection to Shazam in the comics, Shazam would not appear in the film. Instead of immediately focusing on the famous rivalry between the two magical champions, the filmmakers wanted to establish Black Adam as a fully developed character in his own right. However, Johnson also revealed an exciting addition that would greatly expand the DC universe. The film would introduce members of the legendary Justice Society of America, one of the oldest and most important superhero teams in DC Comics history. This announcement generated significant excitement among fans because the Justice Society had never before appeared in a live-action DC film. Characters such as Hawkman, Dr. Fate, Atom Smasher, and Cyclone would eventually make their cinematic debuts in Black Adam, transforming the project from a simple origin story into a larger exploration of the DC universe and its heroic legacy. By the end of 2019, the film had a director, a release date, a growing cast of heroes and villains, and the full backing of the studio, making it one of DC's most anticipated upcoming productions. In mid-April 2020, Dwayne Johnson provided an update on the long-awaited production of Black Adam. Like many major Hollywood projects at the time, the film was heavily affected by the global COVID-19 pandemic. The health crisis forced studios around the world to suspend productions and delay filming schedules, and Black Adam was no exception. Originally, the movie had been moving toward production according to its planned timeline. However, because of the pandemic and the uncertainty surrounding film shoots, Johnson revealed that filming would have to be postponed. At that point, the team hoped to begin production sometime in August or September 2020 if conditions improved. As the pandemic continued throughout the year, further adjustments became necessary. By July 2020, the production schedule had shifted again, and the filmmakers were now targeting an early 2021 start date. Atlanta, Georgia, was selected as the primary filming location, with much of the production eventually taking place at major studio facilities in the city. Despite the delays, casting continued to move forward. During the same month, Noah Centineo was officially cast as Albert Al Rothstein/Atom Smasher, one of the members of the Justice Society of America. The character's ability to grow to gigantic sizes and dramatically increase his strength would make him one of the film's most visually impressive heroes. A major milestone arrived in August 2020 during the virtual DC fan event known as DC Fandome. During his presentation, Johnson shared new details about the film and officially revealed the lineup of the Justice Society members who would appear in the movie. In addition to Atom Smasher, the team would include Hawkman, the winged warrior and leader of the Justice Society; Dr. Fate, the powerful sorcerer who wields the mystical helmet of fate; Cyclone, a young heroine capable of manipulating wind and air currents. The announcement generated enormous excitement because it marked the first live-action cinematic appearance of the Justice Society, one of the oldest and most important superhero teams in DC Comics history. Johnson also revealed an interesting piece of behind-the-scenes information regarding the team's composition. During earlier stages of development, Hawkgirl had been planned as part of the Justice Society lineup. However, due to complicated creative and logistical reasons, the filmmakers were ultimately unable to include her in the movie. To fill that role within the team, the production chose Cyclone instead. This decision allowed the film to introduce a lesser-known but visually distinctive hero, while still maintaining a balanced lineup of characters with different powers and personalities. By the end of 2020, although the pandemic had delayed production, Black Adam had assembled most of its key cast and officially established the Justice Society as a major part of the story. The film was no longer simply an origin tale for Black Adam. It had evolved into a much larger DC adventure that would introduce several iconic heroes to the big screen for the first time. As development continued throughout 2020, the screenplay underwent further refinement. By September, writers Rory Haynes and Sohrab Noshervani had completed a new draft of the script, helping shape the darker and more character-focused direction that the film would ultimately take. That same month brought another major casting announcement when Aldous Hodge was officially chosen to portray Carter Hall/Hawkman, the leader of the Justice Society of America. Hawkman would become one of the film's most important characters, serving as both Black Adam's rival and his moral opposite. During interviews, director John Collet-Serra expanded on his earlier comparison between Black Adam and the legendary vigilante character from Dirty Harry. He explained that both characters operate in worlds where traditional systems often fail the people they are supposed to protect. According to Collet-Serra, Dirty Harry became popular because audiences could understand the frustration of seeing criminals exploit a flawed system. The character represented someone willing to ignore bureaucracy and rules in order to achieve justice. The director believed Black Adam shared a similar mindset. In his view, Black Adam sees the world in simple terms. If someone threatens his people, they must be stopped immediately, regardless of laws, politics, or conventional ideas of heroism. This willingness to act without hesitation is what makes the character both appealing and dangerous. Collet-Serra argued that many people can relate to the desire for swift justice when confronted with unfairness. Black Adam embodies that instinct, even though his methods often cross moral boundaries that traditional superheroes would never consider. Dwayne Johnson offered even deeper insight into the character's psychology. He explained that the word black in Black Adam's name is not merely a reference to his costume or appearance. It represents the darkness within his soul. Johnson described Adam as a man whose entire worldview has been shaped by unimaginable loss and suffering. After losing his wife, his son, and his freedom, Adam became emotionally trapped by his pain. As a result, he views the world through an extremely narrow lens. According to Johnson, Adam does not believe he can be wrong. He leaves no room for disagreement, compromise, or alternative perspectives. Every action he takes is justified in his own mind because he sees himself as acting on behalf of his pain and the people he has lost. This emotional rigidity makes Black Adam fundamentally different from heroes such as Superman or Shazam, who constantly question their choices and strive to do what is morally right. Adam, by contrast, acts with absolute certainty. Convinced that his judgment is correct, Johnson described the character's perspective as intensely black and white. To Adam, situations are rarely complicated. There are allies and enemies, protectors and oppressors, justice and injustice. Because he is consumed by grief and anger, he struggles to recognize the moral gray areas that other heroes consider essential. These creative discussions reveal how the filmmakers approached Black Adam not simply as a superhero, but as a deeply flawed and emotionally wounded individual. Rather than presenting him as a conventional hero or villain, they sought to create a character whose immense power is matched by equally immense emotional scars, making him one of the most morally complex figures in the DC universe. As the COVID-19 pandemic continued to disrupt the film industry, Warner Bros. Pictures was forced to reorganize its entire theatrical release calendar. In October 2020, the studio adjusted the schedules of numerous upcoming films, and as part of those changes, Black Adam temporarily lost its previously announced release date. Although the project remained a priority, the uncertainty surrounding movie theaters and large-scale productions made it impossible for the studio to commit to a specific launch date at that time. Despite these scheduling challenges, the film continued to expand its cast. Later in October 2020, Sarah Shahi joined the project as Adriana Tomaz, a university professor, archaeologist, and resistance fighter from Kahndaq. Adriana would eventually become one of the story's most important human characters, serving as the person who awakens Teth-Adam and helps guide him toward becoming a protector of her homeland. In December 2020, Quintessa Swindle was cast as Maxine Hunkel/Cyclone, one of the younger members of the Justice Society of America. The casting further reinforced the filmmaker's commitment to making the Justice Society a major part of the film rather than simply supporting characters. The following year brought even more additions. In February 2021, Marwan Kenzari joined the cast. Although his role was initially kept secret, audiences would later discover that he was portraying both Ishmael Gregor and his ancient ancestor Akhton, the tyrannical ruler whose actions shaped the history of Kahndaq. At the same time, preparations for filming were moving rapidly forward. Production was expected to begin in April 2021, and by the middle of March, construction crews had already started building the movie's large-scale sets. This marked an important milestone after years of development and delays, signaling that cameras would soon begin rolling. One of the most significant casting announcements came at the end of March 2021 when Pierce Brosnan was officially cast as Kent Nelson/Dr. Fate. The role represented Brosnan's first appearance in a superhero film, and his casting generated considerable excitement among fans. Dr. Fate is one of DC's most powerful magical heroes, and many viewed Brosnan's experience and screen presence as an ideal match for the character. Around the same time, Warner Bros. Finally announced a new release date for the film. After months without a confirmed schedule, Black Adam was officially set to arrive in theaters on July 29, 2022. Casting continued into April 2021, with several additional actors joining the production in undisclosed roles. James Kusati Moyer was cast as Samir, one of Adriana's fellow archaeologists. Bodhi Sabangi joined the film as Aman Tamaz, Adriana's teenage son and one of the story's emotional centers. Mohammed Amer, commonly known as Mo Amer, was cast as Karim Tamaz, Adriana's brother and Aman's uncle. Uli Latukefu joined the cast in a role that would later be revealed as the superhero form of Harut, the original champion of Kahndaq. Latukefu's casting was particularly notable because he had previously worked alongside Dwayne Johnson on the television series Young Rock, where he portrayed a younger version of Johnson. Meanwhile, details about Sabangi's role remained secret for a time, though producers hinted that his character would be an important figure drawn directly from the Black Adam comics. Fans later learned that Eamon would play a crucial role in helping Black Adam rediscover his humanity and embrace his destiny as Kahndaq's protector. By spring 2021, the film had assembled nearly all of its principal cast. completed extensive pre-production work and was finally ready to begin filming after nearly a decade of development. The project had evolved from a simple villain spin-off into one of DC's most ambitious productions, featuring Black Adam, the Justice Society, and a large ensemble of heroes and villains connected to the history of Kahndaq. And that wraps up the complete story of Black Adam. From the tragic past of Teth-Adam and his transformation into Black Adam, to the epic battle against Sabbac and the surprise appearance of Superman, the film delivered action, mythology, and some major moments for the DC universe. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more movie stories, behind-the-scenes details, and complete film breakdowns. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in